These are the plaintiffs, Diana and Taylor Brown, and Shreya and Shani Patel. They say they leased a duplex apartment from the defendant and were horrified when they discovered the place was infested with cockroaches. They were coming out of everywhere, under the carpets, out of the walls. It was disgusting. Needless to say, they skedaddled lickety-split, and now they're suing for $5,118 for security they're owed. This is the defendant, Jill Lewis Spector. She says there was no cockroach problem whatsoever in the apartment when the plaintiffs moved in. They just got wind that a former tenant had a few cockroaches in the past. She took care of it with an exterminator, and they're just jumping on the bandwagon in order to sue her for a payday. If anyone's owed money, it is she, not them. She's accused of bugging out some tenants. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $784.14 for garbage tickets and other expenses related to the plaintiff's abrupt departure.
Good. All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs say, of course, they bailed on the apartment when they found it was infested with cockroaches. And the defendant says the plaintiffs got all hot and bothered over a few bugs. It's the case of raid.
Okay, Diana Brown?
Yes.
And Taylor Brown?
Yes.
Are you sisters?
Yes.
Okay. Shreya?
Yeah.
Okay, Shreya Patel and Shani Patel. Are you sisters?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, this is a huge coincidence. You are suing Jill Lewis Spector for $5,000. You say you're actually out more than that because you're suing for double your security deposit of $2,559 that you are saying she has wrongfully withheld from you. You have a counterclaim against them for an additional $784.14 because, according to you, they broke the lease and it's their fault and all of the costs associated with that should be borne by them. Okay, talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
In August, we signed the lease. We agreed that we would be moving in August 31st. That day.
What day did you sign a lease?
August 14th.
Okay, and does anybody have a copy of that lease?
Yeah, yes, we do.
Okay, let me have it. And then you were going to move in September 1st.
On the day that we entered the apartment to move in, we noticed cockroaches. And
what day were you moving in?
August 31st.
Okay.
We noticed cockroaches.
Like how many?
A lot. A lot.
Pictures, if you want to see pictures.
Oh, yeah.
We have
how many?
pictures.
How many is a lot?
Hundreds.
Well, by the end of the...
Wait, on that day you noticed hundreds?
On that day we noticed 100.
Really?
Yes. Because the apartment was still full of the previous tenant's furniture. As we removed the furniture, cockroaches...
Why are you removing the previous tenant's furniture?
I'm asking that same question.
Well, I wouldn't have removed it. I wouldn't have to. I would tell her, hey, the place isn't ready for me to rent. Get the stuff out of here. Why didn't you guys do that?
Well, we did, except for when we got there, we were in a hurry. September 1st is the day
Hurry, it's going to slow you down that there's a bunch of furniture in there.
I know.
Okay.
But September 1st...
How much furniture was there? Was there not that much?
A full apartment.
2 couches, tables, chairs,
bed,
stools.
The works. School started September 1st. We were in a hurry. We were trying to make it work.
You go to what school?
Rutgers.
Rutgers. Okay, so go on.
As the furniture started to come out, so did the bugs.
Who was taking the furniture out?
All four of us, in
and
addition
the 2
to
tenants downstairs,
the tenants downstairs
out.
and our brother.
Okay. Where were you taking the furniture out to?
The backyard.
Did you call the landlord and say, hey, this stuff is still here?
Oh, yes, she knew.
And what did she say?
She said that we agreed to keep it there.
Did you agree to keep it there?
No.
Okay. Go on.
At that point, the cockroaches came out of their hiding spots and they multiplied by the thousands.
Not right before your very eyes.
Almost, because we did see generations of them. There were baby ones, there were middle-aged ones, there were old, huge ones.
They were really big.
They were a colony in there.
Mama bears, Papa bears. There's a broken window you have a picture of here? There's
That
cockroaches
window-
on some traps that have apparently been put down for the cockroaches.
Yes.
Which are what, like contact paper they get stuck on?
Yes.
All right, so go on.
Well, that's it. We saw that and we said, no way, Jose. And let's take a hike. And I mean, after we did her the favor of moving out all of that furniture, leaving her with a nice, clean apartment, despite
For
the
someone else.
cockroaches.
You didn't move in?
No.
How many days were you trying to make it work? When did you finally tell her we're not taking this?
We tried to make it work for a good 10 days.
Okay, so for 10 days, what is it that you're trying to make work? Because you're not moving your stuff in. You're
No,
waiting to
we
see if
didn't-
the extermination works?
Yes.
So you're visiting the place. Where are you living? School started. Where are you
Home.
living? All right. But when do you tell her through email or verbally that you're not taking the place?
Email.
And you tell her by email what day?
Taylor has the emails.
It is on.
Look at the clock.
okay, the
September 8th.
September 8th.
September 8th. All right. Hand me all of the email correspondence between you folks. At
Put
this
that one
point,
on.
you had paid $2,559 in security deposit, right?
Correct.
Why that odd amount?
It's month and a half rent.
All right. Now, you're suing for double that amount because this apartment was in New Jersey and your state has a penalty clause for landlords who wrongfully withhold rent. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Talk to me. What's going on?
Okay. The first week of August, I had a call from my downstairs tenants telling me that they had some roaches.
Okay.
Both the downstairs tenants and I assumed they were the result of unsanitary conditions that the upstairs tenants
Okay.
had been, the way they'd been living.
Were they students too?
They were students
Were
too.
they there during the summer, or
They
had
were
they left-
there during the summer, and I'd been up there several times complaining about how they'd been maintaining the garbage.
Okay.
When the downstairs tenants called, I then called in an exterminator.
Okay.
On August 9th, which was 2 days before Diana Brown saw the apartment, the exterminators came in and they did an entire extermination, both floors.
Okay.
They again came on August 31st, the day the girls were moving in, because the girls asked me to have the
So
exterminators.
tell me about that phone call. They call you and they say...
called me. They were upset about the bugs. I said, I know. As I explained to them, I explained to Diana when she first saw the apartment. As a matter of fact, there were glue boards and gel boxes on the floor, so it's not like
With
they
roaches.
didn't. Yes, and it's not like they didn't know. I told Diana, because she was the first person who'd seen the apartment. She saw it by herself, and she loved the apartment. She wanted to take it.
When you looked at the apartment, was there a little trap there with roaches?
No, I did not see any
Okay.
bugs.
Was there a little trap there? A little?
No.
Did she say to you, by the way, we have a roach problem?
No.
Okay. Because I'm having a little bit of difficulty thinking that there was full and complete disclosure about an ongoing roach problem to a potential tenant, because they're going to run, not walk away.
The contract with the exterminator shows that glue boards and gel boxes were put down on the 9th of August. They were there.
Okay.
And
Either way, what is your premise that if someone knows that, because I've got this, you've got that, and she's got this, right?
that was the extermination being done.
Okay, I understand. But do you really think that they have to move in when, despite your best efforts, it still is this way?
Okay, but what I was told by the exterminators, and I'm not, experienced with extermination, I was told it would take a couple of visits. That's all I was told.
I know, but they had already had a couple of visits. They went on the
Okay.
6th, they went on the 31st, they went a couple of times. These girls didn't say what I would have said, which is, check please on August 31st.
That's
Maybe
right.
that's even worse, I don't know. Because this is a student area. You were able to re-rent it, right?
Not until October 26th.
All right, so let's talk about the furniture, okay? Why
Yes.
is your prior tenant's complete jerkiness of leaving a bunch of stuff not that person's security deposit's fault? You had a security deposit for them, right?
Yes, but
Okay. So why is it that their responsibility to bring couches and furniture down the stairs?
They weren't. When I visited the tenants who were leaving a few days before they were moving out, I said to them, you can't leave all this furniture here. And they said, well, maybe the girls moving in want it. I said, I will call and find out, and anything they don't want, you're going to have to take out. So I called Diana. Diana said, well, leave everything except we don't want the silver sofa. And then I think she said we don't want the blue sofa either. And she said, I will take care of getting rid of everything that we don't want.
Okay, stop. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay. Do you have that in an email?
That was on the phone.
So the answer to my question is
I called
no.
her.
So you cannot prove that this tenant agreed to dispose of your prior tenant's property. Would have been a good idea to get it in an email, right?
Yeah.
So how many cockroaches constitutes an infestation?
It's not how many, it's just whether or not they notify the landlord to get rid of the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, if you see one cockroach, is that an infestation?
No, I don't think so. I think it takes a lot more than just one.
Like how many?
Like, I don't know, maybe like 10 would be a lot.
How many before you're allowed to move out? If you start seeing cockroaches, what's the magic number when you say, I'm moving out of this place?
I don't think there's really a magic number. It's just if the problem just persists.
If you saw 3 cockroaches, would you move?
No, not really.
5? 10?
Yeah.
20? 100?
Yeah.
1,000?
Definitely.
Going inside the courtroom.
Now, you have $2,559. You're suing for an additional $784 above and beyond the $2,559 security deposit.
Which is the days between when their security ran out in terms of 1.5 months, and I re-rented the apartment on October 20th.
So it's the days from October 15th through October 23rd or whatever, because you had 1.5 months security. Re-advertising of the apartment, I understand, and garbage tickets. Tell me about that.
Okay, I have pictures of the garbage that these girls did leave.
Now, all this stuff is out in the back, right?
Yes.
And are those how you got garbage tickets?
Yes.
Okay. And show me the pictures and show me the tickets. Did you get her permission to put the stuff in the backyard? Like, how did that discussion take place?
Well, what happened was when we got to the apartment, it was full of stuff. We started to empty it out. Just, what's this stuff doing here? Let's get it out. And the backyard is where the garbage cans are for regular everyday trash. So that is why we decided to put the furniture in the backyard as well.
Okay. When did you tell her? Well, I guess on that day you see that they've done that.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's the deal, okay? What happens is that you are wrong on the premise that a tenant needs to move in so long as you've told them this place is infested. A, I don't believe you told them this place is infested because they deny it. B, it stands to logic that you didn't tell them that because they'd leave, even if you'd warned them that the place was infested. When you tell them we're handling it, the problem's being handled, and an exterminator's coming in here, they have a right to expect that the problem's going to be solved before they move in because people don't have to live in a roach-infested apartment. You wouldn't do it. So, no, you don't have a right to keep a penny of their security deposit for rent. The $440 for 4 days between October 15th and 23rd, on that theory, they also don't have to pay that. The re-advertising on the same theory that this wasn't habitable. So the garbage tickets, let's talk about that because they are the folks who take out the garbage and they put it there. Okay. So what you want me to do is make tenants who I'm finding didn't have to move in there because the place wasn't habitable pay for garbage tickets you were issued where they're angry because the stuff isn't moved, which is entirely your responsibility to the city. You can then turn around and say, well, prior tenants, you guys should have moved this. So, but if you are unable to prove in here that they assumed the responsibility of moving it, and by the 31st that all this junk is out there, and it's still not moved, the ticket is for you not getting it moved. And I'm not going to make them pay that. Now, you are suing for double the amount wrongfully withheld.
Yes.
First of all, I find that within 30 days she told you why she was keeping the money because she sent you an email. I have the email where she tells you that, if I re-rent it, then I'll deduct this and minus my expenses and whatever else. She's very clear in September that she's going to keep the money and why she's going to keep it. I find she's wrong, but that doesn't mean that it's wrongfully withheld.
Well,
Stop. You're not making a bonanza out of this. You're getting your money back, okay? So I'm not going to order double. I am, however, going to find a net judgment in favor of the plaintiffs in this case, in the amount of the security deposit, $2,559, plus your court costs, plus prejudgment statutory interest for the last month and a half.
Hold on right there, please.
All right, let's see what the defendant has to say about losing this case. You put up a good fight in there, but you're on the losing end of the law. What's your feeling here?
Well, I did what I think a good landlord should be doing, and the girls simply lied. And they were told they could see the glue boards, they saw the gel boxes.
And they wanted to move in anyway, even though there was a roach-infested
They did not return the keys until September 10th, so.
Get everything in emails from now on.
That's exactly what I will be
Okay,
doing.
good.
Thank you.
All right. You just go right down this way. So you girls like moving into a roach-infested apartment even after you see the stuff, like she says, right? You just move right in.
It was great.
We're go-getters. We thought we could fix it.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
How gross was it when they started crawling out of every place?
You could feel the gruesome on your body.
Really? Do you guys have anything to add to all this? Did you see the roaches and stuff? You had them all up?
Yeah,
all right, so
I did.
come on, you haven't said anything yet. What do you think?
He moved the refrigerator and like 100 roaches came out by our feet and I ran up the other door.
And never came back.
No.
All right, so did you find someplace better and everything cool at Rutgers there?
Yeah.
All right, good. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, there's a warranty of habitability that's implied in every lease, whether it's written or not. And it basically means you're entitled to a healthy, safe place. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.